Mornings are for coffee, contemplation, and a brand new Stranger Things theory. We're taking you back to the Upside Down on today's Nerdist News. Since its release back in mid-July, fans have pored over every episode of Stranger Things multiple times, and not just because it's the most easily addicting sci-fi series since the crash landing of Oceanic Flight 815. Netflix's nostalgic masterpiece is also a piñata full of geeky references that every movie nerd on the internet has been dying to take a swing at. From E.T. to Evil Dead, Goonies to Poltergeist, Stranger Things is bursting at the seams with homages to all of our favorite films of the 1980s, and fans have filled a whole parallel universe worth of message board comments trying to chronicle them all. But now it looks like most people have totally missed one of the biggest elements to influence the story of Stranger Things. What piece of pop culture could possibly be so obscure that it got passed over by the entire internet? Well, prepare for a tiny chill to run down your spine, because this influence didn't come from some long-forgotten movie, TV show, or comic book. It came from real life. That's right, feel free to freak the out, because neck-snapping psychic children, evil government agencies, and even the Demogorgon itself may be more than just the product of Matt and Ross Duffer's active imaginations. They may be out there somewhere right now, waiting to drag you into the Upside Down and use your belly as a slug baby incubator. Or not. Please consider everything said from here on out stamped with a big ol' allegedly on it. But according to more than a few conspiracy junkies once upon a Cold War, there was a secret military base rumored to be conducting all sorts of sinister experiments called Camp Hero. Camp Hero was situated in a small town on the coast of Long Island named Montauk. Montauk was also the original title and location of Stranger Things when the Duffers sold the concept to Netflix. Yes, the Wheelers, the Byers, and all of their friends were first conceived as Long Islandites. And while it makes complete sense that Steve Harrington would be a huge Billy Joel fan, that wasn't the reasons for the coastal setting. Originally, the show was going to deal a lot more explicitly with the supposed real-world events that took place at Camp Hero. Most of these events, by the way, were first exposed by a guy named Preston Nichols. Nichols claims to have worked at Camp Hero and wrote a book trilogy about what he witnessed there, released in the 1980s. And sure, while it may seem slightly strange to write your autobiography as a trilogy, it was the 1980s. Star Wars was happening, trilogies were in. Let's give Peter the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, while Peter's facts may have been tweaked a bit by the time Stranger Things made the move away from Montauk to the fictional town of Hawkins, Indiana, traces of this original inspiration are still littered throughout the show. For starters, we have abducted children forced to act as guinea pigs in strange scientific experiments. Nichols claims to have sat idly by while the government snatched up a bunch of local kids and brought them to Camp Hero for testing. And if you're the kind of person that needs just a little bit of corroboration for your batshit insane conspiracy theories, then you will be happy to know, since the release of Nichols' books, several more people have stepped forward claiming to be one of those kidnapped kids. How many children were actually experimented upon at Camp Hero? Well, the numbers are very up in the air, but if we were to venture a guess, we would have to say 11. Next, we have psychic warfare gone awry. Apparently, a lot of the tests conducted at Camp Hero revolved around a device called the Montauk chair. The Montauk chair was a chair, obviously, that used electromagnetics to amplify psychic powers. In one of his books, Nichols describes an experiment called the seeing eye, in which the person sitting in the Montauk chair was able to see through the eyes of another person anywhere in the world. This doesn't sound too dissimilar from Eleven's out-of-body spy mission into that black inky void where she eavesdropped on some top-secret conversations. The Duffers just changed the chair to a psychic dunk tank, probably because that seemed a lot more visually dramatic than, a chair. But just like Dr. Brenner, the scientists at Camp Hero eventually started losing control of these experiments, culminating in the release of a monster. According to Nichols, just as the experiment was about to be shut down, one of the more psychically gifted children opened up a portal to his own subconscious and unleashed what he described as a big, hairy, hungry, and nasty beast. The monster ran amok through the facility, breaking some expensive installations and chowing down on a few dudes in white coats, before the chair was eventually switched off and destroyed forever. No points for guessing how this ties into the Stranger Things saga. The Duffers may have ditched the hairy hide, but this was very clearly the inspiration for the Demogorgon. And for those of you keeping tabs on all of your Stranger Things fan theories, please take note that the monster was in fact a product of the psychic kid's subconscious the link between Eleven and the Demogorgon just grows stronger and stronger. Of course, there's very little out there to prove that any of this really happened, especially when you consider there's no evidence of Nichols even working at a military base like Camp Hero. But don't worry, because he has an explanation for that too. You see, he claims that he was working at Camp Hero and also not working at Camp Hero in two parallel universes. Berenstain, Berenstein! Whoa! I think I just came up with my new favorite excuse. Next time I forget to do something, which is often, I did it, just not here. I did it in the Upside Down. Now, Stranger Things only scratches the surface of the absolute insanity that allegedly went on at Camp Hero. In subsequent stories, Nichols talks about time travel, metahumans, faking the moon landing, even meeting Nikola Tesla, and Jesus Christ. Luckily, we may get to see all of it next year because after a summer full of suspense, Netflix has finally announced Stranger Things Season 2. The teaser trailer released just last Wednesday featured nothing more than the titles of all 9 upcoming episodes, but with episode titles like Mad Max, that was more than enough to get us and the rest of the internet buzzing about what potential references and homages will pop up when the adventure continues in the fall of 1984. Could that include more details adapted from the totally true, not at all fake story of Camp Hero? And what do you want to see happen in Stranger Things Season 2 besides more Barb? We all know you guys want more Barb. Let's discuss. Make sure you check out our last Stranger Things episode where we dissected the Season 2 teaser and we go deep into the Upside Down on that one. We'll be back tomorrow on Twitch at 3 p.m. with an all-new Nerdist News Talks Back. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to keep getting all of your Nerdist news.